Well, hi, good morning, and welcome to my shop here. It's July 27th, and we're starting off with a cat howling at me in the background, but that's okay. So I'm at the point now where I want to start the capacitor replacement, but before doing that with this radio, there is really a very serious problem that needs to be resolved before anything else gets done, and that's this very tight stuck shaft. Peanut, you'll have to wait a minute. I just started, Peanut. Yeah, so a couple days ago, the last video, I put a little bit of solvent on the back of this. In the meantime, in between then and now, I've put some alcohol on it. I put some more WD-40, and this is really tough to turn. I must have reached the end there. Yeah, the pointer's right over here. Very, very tough to turn. So, either I just need to continue doing this for a lot longer, trying to get the solvent to travel up the shaft is pretty, oh boy. So I've had a number of these where when they sort of let go, they just become loose kind of suddenly, and maybe that's what'll happen with this one if I'm lucky. Let's put a little more solvent in there. So this is, in some radios, these things can be stuck so solid that they're not coming loose again, and I don't know what you would do about that. Abandon the radio. Don't want to do that here. Oh, it's actually turning it in one direction a little bit. Well, that's an improvement. So another alternative here is to put heat onto the shaft. I think in a case like this, it just speeds up the whole process I'm doing right now. The problem with putting heat on the shaft is this is a plastic wheel. I'm trying to get heat on the shaft without damaging the plastic here. I don't really know how to do that. I'd have to take the wheel off. It can be done. There's a screw here. Take the wheel off the shaft and have better access. But then I've introduced all kinds of challenges with putting the wheel back on, dealing with the strings. One of these is a wire. This is actually a wire here, this one. Wire out to here, a string back this way. So they probably use a string because it's a better grip on here, as opposed to having a wire go around that. But then they probably use a wire. See, they've done the same thing here. There's a wire and a string. Well, I think this is what's going to go on all day here. More. Just try to be more intense with it. Now it's quite possible the stickiness, although it's most likely where the shaft goes through the sleeve here, there's more of that inside here. Hey, inside there. What is going on inside there? And there's a cover can here. Oh, look at that, it's just snapped on. Oh, great, let's take this off. Let's see if I can get it off without taking any more off. Might not come out without taking this top piece off. Screw here. See, so this screw holds this, but this plate, oh my gosh, it's screwed right down to the bottom of the chassis. I can take this, no, this bracket won't come off either, it's down to the chassis. Oh, this is a quite an arrangement here. Continue to see if I can get this out of here without. Do I even need to get it out? Maybe it's already enough. Okay, maybe that's enough. Let's see what we can see here. I get my close-up camera going here. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, that ought to do it. So there's nothing unusual looking about this. We're looking at the back part of it here. I'm pretty sure I can. I can't imagine there's enough here to cause a problem. But let's give it a little dash. And then in between the two sections, the shaft passes through this. And there's often a spring in there. Wait, let's look at it from this angle. Looks a little different. Yes, Peanut, I'm being a mean guy. Okay, let me. So in this case, the shaft, there's a cutaway. Well, you know what? There's more mechanics at the front of this thing that's exposed now. I just douse it in from this way. That's a good idea. That's about as good as I can get it there. Oh, I can practically see. Right in there. There, just behind that spring. Be sure of where to spray this stuff. Let me turn the wheel. We'll see what turns. So the spring that's visible there is part of a anti-backlash system. There's two geared wheels. Let's see if I can explain this. So if you think about a geared wheel, and these are the gears, and they're meshing with something else, like this, and there's bound to be a bit of play, like that. And of course that would be right into the tuning dial, so you'd feel it in the tuning like this. That's no good. So to tighten this up, one of these geared wheels is actually two, one on top of the other. And then one is displaced slightly and has a spring pulling it, pulling it, pulling it. When the other gear goes in, I've only got two hands unfortunately, the other gear goes in, the spring part grabs it. So there's no play. There's no play in here. You kind of follow. Otherwise there'd be play, no play, and the spring means it kind of adjusts. It kind of works well. Okay, so that's an interesting feature. Now that could be causing a lot of trouble. I mean, you think about those plates kind of up against each other. Maybe they're sticky. I don't know. Maybe they're sticky in here. So let's try and unstick it. Is that exactly the right spot? I just don't think so. Let's get a little more certainty in here. So I'm looking for what's moving and what's not moving. Now, does that look like dried up lubrication down there? Okay, I know where to spray. Now I'm going to switch to the big camera here because it's just too awkward. Good thing it's a spray. To aim that precisely. Fire! Fire, come on. Turn this right away. Hey. It is getting looser. I don't know if that spray I just did is helping, but it's got to get a lot looser. There's a gap in the big wheel. I can see through it better. Oh, was that gas? A little bit of oil came out there. So did I say clearly, unless this is fixed, this radio is really, you know, it has a separate FM tuner, so that part would always work. I have to go let my cat outside. Okay, we'll let that sit for a while and see if anything happens. You know what? In fact, I'm going to spray some more in there because I don't think I really. Let's go in here. I don't think you can spray too much of this. I really don't think so. I gotta have the can. The problem is I have the can upside down in here. Didn't work. Oh, that's a good blast there. So that ought to do it. I want to move it right away and get the oil moving. Oh, it's loosening up good now. And you know what? Is that oil all over the string? Did I get oil on the string? Uh-oh. Now, these are locked in here. They can't really slip. But just the same. How did I get oil on it? Peanut's out there ringing his bell. Yeah, this is turning better and better all the time. Now, where's just near getting enough grip down here to operate it yet. One direction. Okay, I'll give that a little bit of time. Well, it's only been a few minutes, but I discovered something else. The light diffuser sheet, hey, it's just laying in here. It's not even held, and this isn't even plastic, it's just paper. Cheap. Usually that's a nice plastic sheet in there. So another thing I'll do while we're waiting for this to loosen up more is vacuum this all off and clean this whole guy up and get him ready now. This is definitely loosening up, no doubt about it. It's getting better all the time. That's pretty good. Well, it's trying in both directions now, so it's a little more. It's definitely loosening up. It's still got a long ways to go. It's a lot harder to pull it this way than to pull it this way. Why would that be different? Why would that be different? It's not powering the knob, so none of that. If I go this way. Interesting, now it's powering the knob. I don't get it. Whoops. What did I do here? It came off. Came off the wheel. Shouldn't play with this too much. Slack here. I don't want to kink it, you know, it's not a piece of string. Okay, leave it alone, Jim, or you're going to fool with it to the point where you become the fool. Okay, so a little bit of time has gone by. Oh, this is definitely getting looser. So one way it's going okay, other way not so much. Now if I could increase the pull down here on the spool where the string's going around, it's only going around once, but that would mean I have to redo the entire string system. No, if I can avoid that, that'd be great. There is another trick I can play here. Could put a little heat on it, but I think it's loosening up quite nicely on its own here. Ah, that went all over the place. It's looser down, when the pointer's down in this area, it's looser. Maybe I need to, I don't know. More time needed. Now, have I really gotten every place? Let me do another one from inside here. Give it another shot. Obviously getting looser and looser as I go. Easy, Jim, easy. Causing new problems. Okay, let's give that a little bit of time. Still a little too tight, I think. One way good, other way, oh, look at that. My glory gosh, we're getting there. Okay, I think I can consider this problem, you know, it's going to get looser and looser, especially if I do keep working at it. I think I can consider this showstopper is not going to stop any show here. Excellent, excellent. Very good. Okay, so I think we're on to some capacitors now.